Welcome to the Hamingja podcast. Today's episode is a special one, something a little different from our usual flow. As many of you know, we've been working on something close to our heart, a membership platform dedicated to Indo-European pagan spirituality. It's a space that weaves together lived practice, authentic historical depth, ancestral wisdom, and modern community. And it's nearly ready to launch. A couple of weeks ago, I posted questionnaires in our social channels, to let you listeners and community members ask questions about the upcoming membership. In this episode, I'll be answering some of the most asked questions. But before we dive into the Q&A, I just want to touch on a couple of quick but important things. First of all, a quick heads up. These days, with the way big tech and email providers have updated their systems, a lot of important emails, even the ones you've signed up for, might end up in your promotions or even spam folder. So if you've been waiting for more info or feel like you've missed something from Hamingja, please take a moment to check those folders. This is of course all highly problematic, since I know a lot of interested people think that we haven't sent anything at all to them, and they now know very little about the Hamingja membership. So make sure you check your other email folders, and I think it'll be enough to move one of our emails to your main folder to make the algorithms understand that you actually want to read this. Next, most of you, of course, have read the newsletters and seen a lot of what's going to be inside this membership. But honestly, it's really hard to capture everything that's included just through email. There's a lot to this, and I'm so excited about what's coming, which is why I wanted to do this podcast episode, to give you the full picture in a more detailed and personal way. That said, let's bring out your questions and get into the Q&A. Let's jump right into it. Okay, so the first question is, how will this platform differ from an ordinary online course or a social media group? Okay, well, the short answer to that is this is so much more than just an online course or another group chat on social media. First of all, this platform is a one-stop shop for modern Indo-European pagans. Instead of piecing things together from random blogs, YouTube videos, scattered courses, and unreliable online forums, everything you need will live in one dedicated space. Practices, teachings, rituals, documentaries, tools, community, coaching, it's all there. Second, this isn't just about giving you information. It's about guiding you through transformation. Whether you're just beginning your journey or deepening a lifelong practice, this platform is built to support your personal and spiritual growth. The structure is intentionally designed to help you evolve, not just learn. Because I know that people don't buy information. They buy transition or transformation. Third, the content itself goes way deeper than most of what's out there. We're talking real answers to the real questions pagans are asking today. You won't find any generic fluff here. You'll find meaningful resources and tools that solve actual spiritual headaches, so to say. Plus, there will be exclusive originals, content created just for this platform, that you literally won't find anywhere else. Fourth, this isn't just something you consume, it's something you live. Indo-European spirituality isn't just a weekend hobby, it's a worldview and a lifestyle. That's why this platform integrates spirituality with modern life in a way that's both achievable and enjoyable. You will get tools, habits, and rituals that flow with your daily routines, aligning your practice with your values and making it a natural part of who you are. And finally, and maybe most importantly, you're not doing this alone. You will have direct access to spiritual coaching along with a warm, supportive, and like-minded community. And that kind of connection is powerful. So no, this isn't a basic course or just another group. This is a living, evolving sanctuary for Indo-European paganism, made for those who are ready to root deeper and rise higher. So we proceed to the next question. Why this? Why now? Why do you think now is such a powerful time for people to reconnect with ancestral spiritual traditions? Okay, I honestly think there's never been a more important time for this kind of reconnection than right now. We're living in a time where more and more people are waking up to the fact that while modern life might be comfortable on the surface, it's often deeply unfulfilling on a soul level. People are craving something more meaningful. We're not just looking for convenience anymore. We are looking for purpose, direction, and rootedness. At the same time, many are realizing that the dominant Abrahamic worldview simply doesn't speak to them. They don't get the answers they need. It doesn't offer the kind of spiritual nourishment or cultural connection they're longing for. And that leaves a lot of people feeling spiritually orphaned, disconnected from both the divine and their own ancestral heritage. And even though we are surrounded by more content and information than ever before, it's actually overwhelming. It's scattered. And let's be honest, much of it isn't very practical or transformative. People don't want to just watch another video or read another book. They want real change. They want to live their path in a way that's organized, guided, and meaningful. And that's exactly why this platform exists and why it's launching now. We also finally actually have the technology, the tools, and the cultural openness to make this kind of deep spiritual work accessible online. And people are also now used to learning and growing in digital spaces. So we can bring ancient traditions into the modern world in a way that actually fits into our lives. Next question. Who is this for? What kind of person will thrive in this membership? Is it mostly for solitary practitioners, or can groups benefit too? Interesting. I think to answer this question, it's best to start by saying that the purpose of the Hamingja platform is to empower natural and purposeful living through everyday spirituality. So I'd say that this membership is for people who feel the call to live naturally and purposefully with a pagan spirituality that's woven into everyday life. People who are done with surface level answers and want to find their true self and purpose through a deeper connection to ancestral wisdom. People who want to bring Indo-European spirituality into their modern lifestyle in a way that feels grounded and nourishing and real for that sake. Now, as for whether it's more for solitary practitioners or groups, the truth is that paganism was never meant to be a solitary practice. Traditionally, it was deeply communal, tied to tribe, kin, and shared customs. But today, many of us are like spiritual islands, isolated, searching for others on the same path. That's something this platform is actively working to change. Your personal and spiritual growth is, of course, something you'll work on individually, just like every family among our ancestors used to have their own quote-unquote religion. So you'll take courses, watch documentaries, take on challenges, etc. as an individual. But one of the core intentions of this membership is to rebuild that sense of community, to help people not only deepen their personal practice, but also to find one another, support each other, and maybe even form new local groups or circles as time goes on. We have tools for that too. So whether you're practicing solo or with others, this space is designed to support you. Let's move on. Which Indo-European traditions will be represented, and how do you honor their individual identities without blending them into a generic neo-pagan mix? That's a good question. At the core of Hamingja is the understanding that all Indo-European pagan traditions share a common root, the Proto-Indo-European worldview. So long before the Celtic, Norse, and Slavic and Hellenic, Vedic, Baltic, Roman traditions, long before they emerged in their distinct cultural forms, there was a foundational spiritual framework they all evolved from. And you can learn a lot more about this in the Hamingja podcast. So go back and listen to all the episodes if you have the time for it. So that's why Hamingja teaches Indo-European spirituality by first focusing on what these branches have in common: their shared structure, worldview, cosmology, and ritual logic. Because when you understand the original foundation, it's actually much easier to make sense of your own branch, whether that's Norse, Vedic, Celtic, or another. Then, from that solid ground, we can begin to explore the individual cultural expressions. We don't blur them together. We honor each tradition's identity by showing how it connects to the root, but also how it developed uniquely in response to place, language, and time. If I, for example, know what the original and oldest ritual looked like, and that the Vedics used rice as an offering, while in the West they were using barley, this is just an example, then it's much easier to also honor one's own pagan branch, and also understanding the bigger picture. This approach is unique. No one else online is doing it quite like this. Most platforms either isolate the branches completely or mash them into a vague modern neo-pagan blend, and we do neither of that. And when it comes to authenticity, the second part of your question, it all comes down to knowing the facts and going to real, reliable sources, because only then can you truly honor your path. For example, again, when we know what the oldest shared ritual forms looked like, we can also start to recognize their echoes in different traditions. Again, if the Vedic branch used rice as an offering and the Western branches used barley, that tells us something about cultural context, but it also tells us something deeper about continuity. And knowing that allows you to practice your own tradition more authentically and intentionally. So in short, Hamingja respects the diversity within unity. We honor the root and the branches without collapsing them into a soup, That's how we keep the integrity of each tradition alive while also understanding the powerful story they all share. That makes it so much more understandable and graspable. Okay, we move on. Next question. How will beginners and advanced practitioners both find value without feeling overwhelmed or underserved? Good one. In short, the large selection of content, the structure, the habits you create on the platform, and the community. There's a lot available, yes, but you don't need to take it all in at once. The platform is designed so that you can easily focus on what you need right now. So if you're a beginner, you'll find curated paths that guide you step by step without assuming prior knowledge. You won't be dropped into the deep end. Instead, you'll build a strong foundation, layer by layer. And if you're a more advanced practitioner, there's plenty of depth, from original material and advanced topics to cross-branch insights, detailed discussions that go far beyond what you typically find online. This platform is made to grow with you, and of course, a growing number of experts giving classes that also contributes to so that everyone can benefit from this. There will also be multi-year educational programs and courses. So if you're a beginner, you start at the beginning, and if you're someone years down your path, you choose the more advanced courses. But it's not just about the content and courses. We also focus on encouraging habits that make the teachings part of your everyday life. So whether you're just starting or deepening your journey, you're supported in actually living the path, not just reading about it. And then there's of course the community, an active and vibrant space with over 50,000 plus in-depth posts already. This community the Discord server has been going on for, I think that's 4 years now. So there's already over 50,000 posts and deep going articles, etc. So there's a lot in there too. People are sharing, discussing, helping, guiding one another daily. Beginners get real support. Advanced members get to immerse themselves in rich conversations, challenge their ideas, and contribute with their own wisdom, of course. So no matter your level, you're never alone and you're never stuck. You will find your place and your pace and your people. The platform is designed to meet you where you are and to walk with you as you grow. And there was also someone who asked if there is a community element, forums, accountability circles, or mentorship that helps practitioners connect between lessons. That was the question. So yeah, I've covered that. I mentioned that in the previous question. So yes, all of it. Next question. Will you be inviting guest teachers from different Indo-European paths? For example, Celtic, Vedic, Norse, Slavic, to offer perspectives? Yes, absolutely. We already have, and we will definitely continue to do so. One example is the masterclass on Slavic paganism by the excellent author Stefan Cvetkovic. You'll find it here among the podcast episodes. I highly recommend that one. So yes, definitely we will do that. Okay, a few more questions here. What will a typical month look like for members? Live gatherings, recorded lessons, rituals, Q&A sessions, etc. Yeah, well, that really depends on you. Everyone's life looks different. Some members will have time to dive deep every week, while others might just dip in when they need a little inspiration or direction. So the platform is designed to meet you where you are, as I said, and support you at your own pace. If you like structure, there will be programs and courses. These can guide you through specific areas of growth or practice, whether it's foundational teachings or more advanced topics. If you prefer to explore more freely, you'll find a whole library of standalone classes, documentaries, shows, podcasts, stories, tools, spiritual challenges, all available on demand, so you can enjoy them whenever it suits you. And then there's the live aspect. Every month there will be multiple live events, like storytelling evenings, meditations, seasonal rituals, craft circles, so much more. These gatherings are inspiring and communal, but they're not required. They're not crucial to your education in that sense. And of course, the community is active 24/7. So whether you want to ask questions, share reflections, connect with others on a similar journey, or just quietly observe, it's always there for you. So a typical month could be highly interactive or more self-guided, depending on your needs and your way of living. What's important is that you get to choose how to use the platform, and it's built to support both deep personal transformation and a sense of connection and belonging, and a lot of fun too. Another question here. If I only have 10 minutes a week or 1 week, what's the single biggest benefit I'd still gain by joining? Even with just 10 minutes a week, there's a lot of value to be gained. You don't need hours of free time to grow spiritually or feel more connected. What matters most is consistency and inspiration. And that's something that we, Hamingja, offers in abundance. In just 10 minutes, you could watch a short documentary or listen to a powerful personal story that sparks something deep inside you. Or you could pick up a weekly challenge to bring a little more meaning and magic into your daily routine. Maybe you'll listen to a myth or a meditation technique that shifts your whole mindset for that week. Or even just pop into the community where like-minded people are always talking, sharing and supporting, etc. So there's a wide variety of formats and topics. So no matter your mood or energy level, there's always something that fits. Whether it's reading a quick article, hearing a new perspective, or finding a grounding practice, you choose. So your question here is actually a very good point. Maybe we should actually set up a special category with these 10-minute activities. It's a good one, actually. Let's see. How will member feedback shape future content and features? To the highest degree. Already now, almost all content and functions, etc., are based on the surveys we've done to understand what the main headaches of modern pagans are. And we continue to ask all the time what people want more or less of. So definitely, that's crucial. That's the most important. Next one. How do I become a member? Right now, before we've launched, we will soon launch, but before that, you sign up for the newsletter on hamingja.foundation/membership. hamingja.foundation/membership. So I know you exist, and then as soon as we open the doors, you'll get all the information you need about the sign-up page. So that will be very easy. And the last question here, what membership tiers are available and what will it cost? There's a lot of people asking about that. So there's only one single tier, being a Hamingja member. And if you're a member, you have access to everything, the full curriculum and community. So it's an all-inclusive membership. And it will cost $25 a month. So skip that takeout sushi or those 2 craft beers, and you can actually start finding your true self and live a more natural life. That's it for today. I hope this was enlightening, and I hope to see you soon. And as always, the divine in me bows to the divine in you.